Hi everyone, welcome to my next class in the series of my new YouTube life in lockdown. Welcome everybody. We're just going to move, just to a free-flowing session today. I haven't really got a script, but we'll just do some moves. We'll concentrate on arms, hands, wrists, which we don't often get concentrated on. Bit of shoulders and just an all over general yoga flow. Okay, so if you just come into a comfortable position, I always like to settle things down. Remember, leave your ego at the door. Okay, don't worry about where you were. Okay, you might be a little bit older and therefore, we used to move a lot easier. Okay, just appreciate where you are now. That's all we need to do. Ego's at the door. Okay, don't do stuff that you think you'd like to do, but don't feel as though you're capable of. Okay, so just be careful. Ahimsa, be kind to yourself. Just be sort of curious, I suppose, about how your body moves. That's what I found when I started doing yoga more, is just the body is an amazing thing. So just appreciate the way it moves and be fascinated by it, and then you'll understand it better and you'll connect more with your body. Okay. Enough chat, let's come into our comfortable sitting position. Remember, try and get a comfortable position in yoga, kneeling, cross-legged, whatever suits your body. Close your eyes and then just feel through your body. So feel the weight of your head. Your head weighs about 14 pounds, a stone. Just feel it, make sure it's nicely balanced over your shoulders, and just gently pull your chin in. Okay, we sometimes push our head forward nowadays, iPods, phones. Okay, so gently pull your chin in and just feel that alignment of your spine. Follow the spine down from the center of your head, okay, the level of your ears, that's where it starts and finishes. Okay, feel it all the way down to your pelvis. Okay, and then gently push into your sit bones, lift through the crown of the head, feel nicely lifted. Relax your shoulders and your arms, allow your arms to hang down vertically, upper arms, and then just bring your hands to where that allows them to be. Just don't pull your hands forward. Okay, shoulders are level or slightly back. Okay, relax your arms, hands, forearms. Okay, we got to the pelvis, so feel through your pelvis first of all. Sometimes helps to squeeze a buttock, hold a buttock squeezed, and then release, and then hold the other buttock, squeeze it, and then release. And then just follow the path of your pelvis down your legs, your really big muscles in your legs, quadriceps, hamstrings, IT bands either side, feel them all, to your knees, lower leg, and to your feet. Give your toes a little bit of a wiggle, feel connected. And then once you've done all that, try and remain nicely relaxed, nicely settled, nicely soft. Okay, always think of softness. And then settle to your breath. Okay, so nice steady breathing in and out of your nostrils. Okay, try and hear and feel your breath in and out through both nostrils. Feeling the air being warmed as you breathe in. Okay, it's cool air on the insides of your nostrils on the inhale. Follow the path into your lungs. Feel it swirl around and then come back out. Feel the warmth on the inside of your nostrils as you breathe out. Okay, and then we're just going to go into some breath retention. So nice deep breath in, hold, try and make sure everything remains relaxed as you hold your breath, and then release nice and controlled through your nostrils. Don't force it. Okay, gently feel that movement in your diaphragm, pull your belly towards your spine before you relax everything, and inhale again, nice and deep, push the belly forward, or diaphragm. Feel the upper chest, just below your shoulders, expand, hold the breath. And then release, allowing everything to settle, chest to fall, pull that diaphragm in, before relaxing back into another nice deep inhale. Hold the breath. Feel the steadiness, the stillness, before releasing, nice and steady, chest to fall, pulling the belly in towards the spine, and then return to your normal breath. Okay, start to gently bring your arms out to the sides, palms facing up, and then try and extend across the whole chest. Okay, sort of feeling the upper arms pushing out of your shoulder sockets. Okay, feel that width, and then breathe nice and deeply. Okay, you need to get the blood to the ends of your fingers. Okay, so feel that extension. Continue to breathe nice and deeply, nice and naturally. And just settle for a couple of moments. Breathing, feeling that lovely gentle stretch from fingertip to fingertip. Nice and slowly, as you inhale, start to bring the arms up to the top. Push those fingers towards the ceiling, soften through the sides of your body. Hold. And then as you exhale, turn the palms, bring the arms back down, maybe tickle the floor, come all the way down, before turning your palms as you inhale, coming back up, nice and steady, feeling everything as you move through your shoulders. And then bring your hands together, intertwine your fingers, press your backs of the hands to the ceiling, and then just soften through the sides of your body. And then gently try and straighten your arms. Don't worry if they're not straight completely. Some people don't look straight, mine don't. Push the backs of the hands towards the ceiling, and gently pull the hands back, backwards, sort of towards the back of the room. Okay, but try and relax everything else, so head and neck remains nice and steady. Okay, just hold and feel for a couple of moments before just focusing on bringing those arms down to the horizontal position, still pushing the backs of the hands away from you. Then feel that separation in your shoulder blades. The scapulas just spread slightly across your back ribs. Okay, so feel that separation, feel that lovely stretch across your back. Okay, hold that position, steady everything, and breathe. Okay, separate the hands, palms facing out, come into a sort of a breaststroke, try and keep the arms at that same level wherever they are, and then squeeze your sort of palms towards one another, okay, and feel your shoulder blades squeeze together this time. So try and keep them high, keep breathing, okay, get that blood to the ends of your fingers. And then release the arms, come down, you're going to bring them behind you, intertwine your fingers, press the backs of the hands away from you, straighten the arms behind you, okay? So we've gone the other way, we're squidging the back this time, and we're stretching the front of the chest, okay? So just hold, push the hands away, lift them away from your lower back, and breathe. Feel it all, feel that squidge of your shoulders, and then just tilt forward from the hips, lifting your hands as you come forward, not too far. Okay, just feel that lovely stretch, and then twisting to the right hand side, first of all. Coming back, twisting to the left hand side, coming back, and then releasing. Bring your arms out to the side once more, palms facing down this time. And then we're going to tilt the hands back towards our head, fingertips pulling towards the head and pushing the stubs of your wrists away from you, okay? You can see the angle on my hands, okay? That's my natural extension. It doesn't go to 90 degrees, okay? Just feel yours, see where yours goes, but that's your natural position wherever it is. Okay, feel the stretch underneath your forearms and then tilt the hands down, come the other way. Okay, try and keep the arms straight, try not to bend them. It's always a tendency to do that. Pull the fingers towards you this time. Okay, keep breathing. Okay, feeling the extension, bring the hands back up. Okay, hold them up and then bring the arms forwards so they're pushing towards the screen, and then tip your hands down. Okay, still keeping your arms straight and your hands in line. Okay, and then bring them out to the front and then start to move your fingers and thumbs rapidly. Okay, engage the fingers when you do this. Okay, a bit like a bird's beak. Okay, bring the arms up over your head. Okay, keep breathing. Okay, you need to keep breathing. Okay, this is quite tricky to keep going. Okay, as fast as you can with your hands, out to the sides, to the front, back up to the top, out to the sides, and to the front. Keep going, breathing, and then hold. Flick your wrists. Okay, just let them go. Relax them. Rotate them. Okay, just gently feel everything. And then just bring your hands down onto your thighs, relax your shoulders. As you breathe in, squeeze your shoulders up to your ears, hold, take a breath in, and then exhale through your mouth and release the shoulders. Languish for a couple of moments, and then inhale, squeeze again, shoulders to ears. Breathe in, release. Final time, squeeze shoulders, and then release. Okay, we've been sitting long enough. Let's come into our tabletop position. Okay, knees underneath hips, hands underneath shoulders. Remember, be cognizant of your wrist in this position. Okay, that natural position, try and get that in tabletop so you're not extending or hyperextending your hands. Okay, we'll come on to some wrist stretches anyway. So just come into the natural position of your wrist. Press into the tops of your feet. Okay, that engages the top muscles in your thighs. Okay, which in turn softly engages the lower abdominals. Okay, so push into the floor, lift the chest. Okay, so that we're fully engaged. And then release the bum back towards the heels. Try and keep that sort of lift as you come back. Bum towards heels. Keep the hands nicely planted. Keep pressure down through them. Keep pressing into the tops of your feet as you come back. And come back as far as your body will allow. And then start to move forward. Okay, head towards the top of the mat, shoulders forwards. Okay, feel it in your wrists. Okay, only come as far as you can comfortably come forward. Don't overdo it. And then just sort of release, come back. Again, bum back to heels. Okay, just monitor your body, feel everything as you do that. Breathe nice and steadily. And then forward once more. Head towards top of mat. Sort of like a sort of plank position on your knees as you come forward. But again, just feel through your wrists. Then come back into your kneeling position. Okay, bring your hands together, palms facing up, and then bring them between your knees. Just open your knees slightly. Bring your fingers so they're pointing backwards, and then bring the weight onto your wrists. Okay, don't overdo it. Okay, this is a fairly extreme extension of your wrists. Okay, but gently pull your weight forward onto your hands between your legs. Fingers pointing back. Okay, bend your arms and pull your elbows into your belly. Okay, and then sort of bring your weight into a sort of a balance over your hands. Okay, this is preparation for a arm balance called peacock. Don't worry, we're not going to do it, but it's nice to feel that balance on your hands in this position. It's fairly contained. Okay, so just feel it and then come back. Okay, give your wrists a bit of a shake, a bit of a rotation. Okay, and bring your knees back together. And then come up into high kneel. Okay, arms up to the top, sort of like a raised arm pose. Okay, be as long as you can between knees and fingers, and then keeping the left arm straight, release the right arm back behind you. Okay, try and touch your heel. Okay, if there are, you can tuck your toes if you can't quite touch it. Don't worry if you can't either, but just attempt it. Try and keep your torso relatively upright. Okay, hips start to press forward, and then push that upper arm towards the ceiling. Okay, push the sternum forward. Okay, so it's an upper back bend. It's sort of like a half camel. Okay, but just then breathe into your left rib cage as you hold that position with your left arm raised. Okay, really feel the expansion in the ribs. Push hips forward, sternum upwards. Okay, nice and slowly. Okay, we're going to swap over in a second. Okay, so nice and slowly release, come back up the arms, swap over. Okay, make it a nice flowing movement, feel everything as you move. Same the other side, it will be different. Okay, don't worry about the difference side to side, there's always a difference. Okay, but then press up through your right hand, breathe into your right rib cage. Try and be as long as you can between fingertips, so left to right, so it's really stretching everything. A couple of breaths here. And then nice and slowly, bring that other arm up to join the other one, stretch those fingers up to the ceiling. Okay, bring the arms down to the horizontal, so you're nice and vertical through the torso. And then gently start to tilt back from the knees, trying to keep that torso and thighs in line. Come back as far as your thighs will allow, that really fires them up. Okay, keep pushing the fingers away, extending the arms. Okay, slowly pull back up, weight forward, bring the lift the weight off the feet. Okay, so it's balancing on your knees, you have to come forward too far. Hold, and then bring the tops of the feet back to the floor. And come back once more. Again, trying to keep nicely solid through your core. Okay, that's what keeping you nice and straight. Your core muscles all engaged. Your thighs holding the weight of your upper body. Coming back. Again, lifting. Or you'll just feel your feet lighten as you move forward. So just allow it to happen and then just lift slightly. Don't overdo it. And then bring your arms down by your sides, energize your arms, push your fingers towards the floor, hold that balance on your knees. A couple of breaths. And then bringing the hands to the floor, you can keep your feet lifted. And then we're just going to come into a balance. Just lift the heels towards the bum. Okay, feel the glutes engage as you do that. Okay, and then bring your feet to the floor and then just hover your knees. Okay, so you're in tabletop, but your knees are hovering. So again, this is good for the core. And then bringing your right knee towards your left elbow and bring it back. So we're still hovering. Left knee to right elbow. Okay, feel that squeeze in the core. It's like core compression. Okay, it feels really good. So you're twisting, squeezing that knee forward, either side. So left to right elbow, left knee to right elbow, right knee to left elbow. Okay, take it steady, take it easy. Okay, if it's particularly difficult, bring your knees to the floor and just do the squeeze, the sort of the tiger curl with a twist. Okay, come back to the hover, release your knees to the floor, and then come back into child pose, forearms, forehead resting on the floor, relax everything down. Okay, feel everything that you've been using, steady sway from side to side through your hips, feeling your pelvis, low back and thighs. Okay, everything we've been using. Okay, feel and breathe. Okay, Ujjayi breathing's good, constricting the back of the throat. Okay, but just rest, relax, replenish as you breathe. Okay, nice and slowly, bring the hands to the top of the mat. I'm going to come into downward dog, tuck the toes, and just bicycle the legs in your downward dog. Okay, bending one, straightening the other, pressing the heels of the straightened leg towards the floor. Okay, nice and soft, don't overdo it. Okay, just feel everything, gentle sway of the hips from side to side, feeling everything. Okay, we bend our knees and then we bring our bum back towards the bottom of the mat and feel that extension in the front of your body. Okay, so I'm as long as I can be, hips to fingertips. Okay, try and hold that position as you push the backs of the knees away, pull the bum towards the ceiling. Okay, don't worry about your heels, whether they get to the floor or not, but just bring them to a position of engagement. Okay, you'll know where that is. And then hold that position. Breathe. And try and feel comfortable in downward dog. Nice position. Breathing, holding, feeling. And then nice and slowly we're going to come into plank position. So soften the knees slightly and then start to arch the back like a cat. We're going to come into it in a sort of a flowing way. So arching that back and then release the hips towards the floor and come into a plank position. Bum slightly above horizontal. Okay, and feel into your arms. Okay, so spread your fingers and then widen your shoulders. So feel wide across your back. Okay, press into the feet, push the heels back, backs of the knees to the ceiling, squeeze your bum, supports your low back. And then start to breathe. So breathe nice and extended. Okay, don't shorten the breath in these positions. Okay, we're going to hold this plank for a little bit. Okay, so just get as comfortable as you can, feel everything, okay, and breathe into those areas, particularly all that core muscle, that thing that's holding you steady. We're going to introduce a little bit of movement into the plank to give your mind something to think about. Okay, so we can gently start to sort of rock forwards and backwards, so just feel that sort of hovery position and then start to press forward, so you hyperextend the wrists a little, bring the head forward, rolling forward on your toes, and then nice and slowly come back, pushing into your heels. Okay, squeezing through your core. Okay, don't go back too far, try not to adjust the position of the plank, as it were. So we're just gently rolling forwards and backwards. Okay, it's a good way of taking your mind off the fact you've been holding plank for a little while now, so we're going to do a minute. Okay, so rolling back and forwards. Once that you've come back to a neutral position, release your knees, bring them to the floor, and then bring your lower legs up, heels towards bum, flex your feet, squeeze. Okay, bring your body in, or keep it in the plank position, but just hold on your knees, squeezing those heels to your bum. Okay, feel it in your glutes. Okay, a couple of breaths here. Then release. Okay, bring your feet to the floor, and then you can come straight to the floor or come down any way you wish. And then just flatten onto the floor and just take a few moments and then come up into version of Cobra. Okay, gently flexing the spine, lifting head and shoulders, pressing into your hands. Take a breath in, tuck the chin in, okay, align the spine, and then as you exhale, bow back to the mat, and then inhale, come back up, try and look at the ceiling if you can. Roll your shoulders back, so push them forwards, up and then back. Gauges much more. Push into your hands gently, look up at the ceiling if you can. Exhale, bring your head to the floor, forehead downwards. Final time. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming down. Okay, come into Sphinx pose, so elbows underneath shoulders, forearms parallel, hands nicely spread, flat on the floor. feet in line with your hips, and just gently curl through that upper spine, leave your low back alone. alone. Okay, press into your forearms, pull your elbows back, gently push your hips forward. Okay, you can also align your spine a little better by gently tucking your chin in. Okay, feel it though. There you go. And then just hold to breathe nice and deeply, expand the rib cage. Okay, it's nice to expand the rib cage when the spine is, or in a gentle back bend. Okay, nice and slowly we're going to curl up into a forearm plank. Okay, onto your knees. Okay, bum slightly above horizontal. If you want a little bit more, come onto your tootsies. Okay, onto your forearms. So we're holding plank now on our forearms, pressing into the toes, heels pushing back, backs the knees towards the ceiling. Tuck your chin in, align the spine, squeeze through the center of your body. Okay, and then release your knees to the ground. Okay, roll back down, thighs, pelvis, abdomen, back into Sphinx pose. Couple more breaths in Sphinx pose, feeling that expansion. And then nice and slowly come back, hands under the shoulders, coming up through Cobra, lifting your pelvis, bum back towards heels, tuck your toes, come back up into Downward Dog. Okay, recover the position, come into Downward Dog, bicycle the legs, gently sway the hips from side to side. Release your heels towards the floor. Okay, breathe nice and steadily. Come up on tippy toes and then walk on tippy toes, feet to hands. Okay, feel the hamstrings as you come towards, bend your knees, and then just widen your stance, your feet, okay, and come into a squat pose. Okay, so feet slightly turned outwards, and you can sit on a block if it's a little uncomfortable, or you just can't keep your feet flat. If you're on your tippy toes, which you might be, stick a couple of blocks or books underneath your heels. It's meant to be a grounding pose, squat pose, so it's best to keep contact with as much of the sole of your foot as you can. Elbows inside your thighs. Okay, bring your hands to Prayer Mudra. And then sort of align the spine, so try and keep it straight. You'll see you're tilted forward slightly. Okay, tuck your chin in. And gently press your elbows into the sides of your thighs. Okay, it's a hip opener, so gently try and release those inner thigh muscles. Okay, breathe, close your eyes, really feel that release within your hips. And then release, we're going to come into crow pose. Now we're going to twist first, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so bring your left hand to the floor, right hand raised, twist around to that right hand side, and then swap over, so right hand comes to the floor, left hand comes up, twisting. It's all fairly confined when you're in squat, but it's really good for you to squeeze into twists. Coming into crow pose now, okay, so hands to the floor, slightly turned outwards, so fingers pointing 45 degrees outwards, spread the fingers. Okay, and come up onto your tippy toes. Okay, lift your knees, squash them into the sides of your upper arms. Okay, squeeze, and then gently tilt everything forward over your hands. Look forward, don't look down. Okay, you don't have to launch. Okay, you can just hold and feel the balance point. Okay, you may want to put some cushions down in front of your head if you're new to the pose. Okay, but if you're feeling fairly confident, then just gently move the weight forward, raise the feet off the ground. A couple of breaths is fine, or even one breath. Okay, come back down if you want to. If you can point your toes, bring your toes together and hold the pose for as long as you feel you need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 breaths. And then release back down. Okay, come back into squat pose. And then come onto your fingertips. And then we're just going to straighten the legs, so lift your bum. Sort of like a supported forward fold position. Feeling the backs of your hamstrings, backs of your thighs. Coming back down. Okay, so it's a little like an intense squat, an intense wide-legged squat. Okay, bum rises up again. Okay, feeling that those hamstrings. Okay, come into a forward fold with bent legs. Okay, chest resting on your thighs, and then bring your forearms down the backs of your calf muscles, and grab hold of your Achilles or your heels. And then sort of squeeze everything together and breathe and start to raise your bum towards the ceiling. Okay, this is the way we improve our core compression and help to stretch the hamstrings and low back. Okay, don't worry if you can't straighten your legs, but just try and feel an engagement. Okay, that's all we're trying to do. And then soften, release the arms. Okay, we're coming up into a raised arm pose. As we come up, bring the weight to your left foot. We're going to come up into a balance. Okay, so keep a focal point and lift the right leg as you bring your arms up to the top. Okay, bring the palms together and then come down into Paramudra. Okay, at the same time, we're going to bring that raised leg behind us into a variation of Warrior 3. Okay, nice and slowly. Okay, keep that focal point. Move with consciousness, awareness, mindfully. Okay, bring the leg in line with the torso. Okay, engage the muscles, push the heel away, flex the foot. And bend the knee a little bit. Okay, just test the thigh muscle a little bit more as you come down. And then finally, if you want a little bit more, straighten those arms. Try and bring them in line with your torso. Okay, hold the position, breathe, steady everything down, and then come back up, okay, to where we started. So arms up, knee comes through, raises 90 degrees, and nice and slowly, palms together, and bring that foot down into mountain pose. Okay, hold in mountain pose for a couple of moments, feeling that connection with the ground, feeling through your posture before we swap over to the other side, bringing your weight to your right foot. Okay, same move. Okay, so focus. Okay, stare at something that's not moving. Hover that left leg if you want to before you start moving any more. Arms out to the side, start to lift that left knee, arms up to the top, bring the palms together. Okay, hold for a couple of moments, try and be stable, palms together, bring your arms down, start to tilt forward from the hips, leg comes behind you. Okay, push the heel away, flex the foot, spread the toes, squeeze the bum. Okay, bend into that right knee a little bit more, feeling the strength in your thighs. And then final move is to straighten those arms out in front of you, trying to be a straight line. And then nice and slowly come back up. Okay, lifting that knee, arms stretch to the ceiling. Nice deep breath in as you exhale, palms together, and then bring your foot to the ground. Okay, and then we're going straight into forward fold, so arms out to the sides, into forward fold, right leg comes back into lunge. Take a couple of moments
in lunge, just to release those hip flexors, front of that right thigh. Okay, feel it. Okay, try and soften everything, release it. Pelvis pushes down towards the heels, bring the right knee to the floor, point the toe, press the top of the feet, pendulum the arms, come up into crescent moon. A couple of moments, and then bring the arms back down. As we bring the arms back down, we're going to walk that left leg forward, that front leg. Okay, walk it out as far as you comfortably can. Feel that feeling in your hip flexor, everything underneath. Hamstrings of the left leg, hip flexors of the right. Okay, walk it out, and then gently allow the weight of your torso to press down into that area. You'll feel it intensify. Support yourself in your fingers. Okay, just try and breathe into it and release and feel. A couple of moments. Okay, and then bring that front leg back to our low lunge position. Okay, tuck the rear toe. And then the next move is to bring your left leg back to join your right into downward dog. A couple of moments in downward dog before we roll forward into plank position. Okay, take it steady, enjoy the journey, feel everything as you move into plank position. Release your knees, chest, chin. Okay, soften the elbows, allow them to point back towards your thighs. Try and bring your chest to the floor first. Look along the mat, lift your chin, knees, chest, chin, like a poised locust. Feels good in your low back. Okay, and then just flatten everything onto the floor, pushing forward. Okay, hands under the shoulders, come up into cobra. Couple of moments in cobra, release the pelvis, bum back to heels, tuck the toes, straighten up into downward dog. And then nice breath in. As you do so, right leg comes forward into lunge, squeeze that knee up and place the right foot. Okay, we're on the other side, so release the hip flexor the other side, feel the difference side to side. Okay, the front of that left hip into your thigh. And just bring the left knee to the floor into low lunge, and then pendulum the arms forward into our crescent moon, gently pressing into that left knee, pressing into that top of that left foot, releasing pubic bone down and forwards to the heel. Okay, feel a slight curl in the upper spine. Okay, nice and slowly. Enjoy a couple of breaths before we come down. Arms or hands either side of that front foot back into low lunge. Walk the right leg forward into form of lizard. Okay, just stretching. It's like a prelim sort of semi-split position. Okay, feel the hip flexors, hamstrings of the right leg. Allow the weight to press down into that whole pelvic region. Okay, a couple of moments, a couple of breaths there before we start to walk the foot back into our low lunge. And then tuck the toe, come up and come into forward fold. So left leg forward into forward fold. And then hands to the floor, bending, coming down into a balancing squat, feet together, up on tippy toes, pick a focal point, hands together. Take a couple of moments in balancing squat. And then now our core's nicely warmed up. We should be able to sit gracefully. So we open the knees, push the hands forward, straighten them, weight goes forward. Gradually bring the bum to the ground. Okay, hold the position, coming into half boat pose. Okay, so engage the core. Lift the legs so they're parallel with the floor. Now you can keep the legs down or the heels down if you want, or one leg only. Otherwise, come into half boat pose. Arms out to the sides, and then release. Sort of try and straighten a little bit. legs straight, bring the torso down towards the floor, and then squeeze knees to chest, come back up, take a breath in, exhale, release, coming out again, concentrating, focusing on that beautiful core engagement. Okay, coming back up, knees, squeeze them to your chest, coming back one more time, stretching everything down, final squeeze, and then grab hold of your knees, squeeze them into your chest, stay balanced on your bum, try and keep your heels lifted, and then we're going to try and roll back in this position. Okay, it's core strength. Okay, so squeeze your core muscles and roll, and try not to, that's it, just flatten onto the floor, don't roll too much. Okay, and hold for a couple of moments before we release into straight legs to the ceiling, arms out to the sides. Okay, don't worry if you can't straighten your legs. Okay, it depends on your hamstrings, but push your heels to the ceiling, then release your right leg towards the floor, keeping your left nicely engaged and upright. Okay, don't put that right foot down, just hover it, bring it back up, release your left. Okay, try and remember to keep your low back nicely pushed into the floor, to keep swapping over, so right leg to the floor, left leg remains upright, and then right leg remains upright, left leg to the floor. Okay, bring your arms together, up together, intertwine your fingers, 4 fingers pointing forward, cross the thumbs, Kali Mudra, lift the head and shoulders. Okay, this time we're going to do a sort of form of twist, so release the right leg, bring the arms to the left hand side of that vertical left leg. Okay, bring the arms back up with that right leg back up, release the left leg and twist over to the right hand side with the arms. Okay, we're going to swap over one side to the other, squeezing the core as you come up and twist. Okay, alternating legs and arms. Okay, one more. And then come up, open the legs, and then squeeze the core, press the fingers through your legs towards wherever, and then release, bring your feet to the floor. Okay, grab hold of your belly with your hands, and then feel, squeeze your core muscles, press your low back into the floor, and just feel the engagement of your tummy muscles. Okay, as you press the low back into the floor, and then just hold it. Okay, just hold that pressure into the floor. Hold, 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 squeeze, 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 feel, feel, feel. And then nice and slowly relax. Arms out to the sides, soles of your feet together. Allow the knees to flop out to the sides. Then we're going to breathe with the pelvic floor. So as you inhale, squeeze the pelvic floor muscles up towards your ribs. For the guys, squeeze the muscle that stops you weeing. Okay, hold the breath at the top, hold the squeeze, and then release, nice and controlled. Exhaling, release the squeeze of your pelvic floor muscles. Okay, don't release too quickly, release in line with your exhale, and then inhale once more, squeezing the pelvic floor, hold the breath, hold the squeeze, and then nice controlled release, exhaling, releasing, squeeze, and then a final time, inhale, squeezing the pelvic floor, hold, squeeze, final time, and then release, and then relax, bring your knees back together. Okay, bring your knees into your chest, grab hold, give them a bit of a squeeze, take a breath in. And then we're just going to move with the breath. Okay, so nice and slowly take an inhale. As you exhale, release the legs and arms, come into a star pose. Okay, so straighten the legs nice and slowly, stretch the arms out so you look like a star. Inhale, bring the legs and the arms back together, squeeze the knees, inhale, and then release on the exhale, star pose. Okay, don't put anything down, so you're holding the limbs above the ground. Exhale, squeeze the knees back to the chest. Exhale, final time, stretch everything out. Inhale, come back to the center. Okay, keep hold of final time, star pose. And then this time, squeeze everything in, keep hold of your left knee, straighten the right leg along the floor. Concentrate on the straight right leg first of all, push the heel away, flex the foot, spread the toes, and lift it about an inch off the ground. So hold it as you gently squeeze the left knee into your chest and rotate the ankle, left ankle. Okay, rotate it both ways whilst maintaining the engagement of that right leg. And then just stop the rotation, release the knee, keep hold it with your right hand, left arm out along the floor, and then just gently pull that bent left knee over your straight right leg. And your guide is your left shoulder blade, so make sure that doesn't lift off the floor. Just allow that left waist, left hip just to release, and allow your twist to take place, spinal twist. Breathe, soften, release. And then nice and slowly bring that knee back up. Okay, squeeze it into your chest, release it, straighten it along the floor, bend the right knee, so swap over. Okay, and concentrate on the left straight leg first of all, heel away, flex the foot, spread the toes, lift about an inch off the floor, hold it, squeeze the right knee, and rotate the right ankle. Okay, using full movement within that ankle both ways. And then release the left leg to the floor. And then the left hand pulls that bent right knee over the straight left leg. Right arm out to the side. Your guide is your right shoulder blade. Make sure it doesn't lift. And just soften through the right hip, right waist. Okay, breathe and enjoy it. Release, enjoy the release, enjoy the relaxation. Couple of breaths. And then nice and slowly bring that knee back up and straighten it alongside the other one. Okay, arms down by your side, slightly away, coming into your final relaxation position, Savasana. Relax everything down, scan your body from your head, back of your head, tops of the shoulders, down both arms to the backs of your hands, mid-back, low back, buttocks, backs of the legs, all the way down to your heels, sole of the foot to your tootsies, top of the foot, ankles, shins, knees, thighs, pelvis, abdomen, chest, neck and face. Relax all the muscles of your face. And then nice and slowly focus on your breath and your breathing. Breathing in and out through your nostrils. Just a nice, deep, natural, slow breath. Focusing on the rise and fall in the chest. Rise and fall in the belly. Visualize the movement of air in through your nostrils, swirling into your lungs, and then out through your nostrils. Gently roll your head from side to side just to release your upper vertebrae before bringing it back in line. And then just relax all the muscles away from the bones. And just continue to focus on your breathing as you fully relax. Breathing in, relax. Breathing out, Breathe out tension. Breathing in, relax. Breathing out, relax. Okay, just bring your attention back to the here and now. Take a steady breath in. As you do so, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and bring your arms up over your head. Give your body a lovely long stretch, pointing the toes, flexing the feet. And then nice and slowly bring your arms back, bend your knees, roll over to one side or the other, and just take your time, spending as much time on your side as you need before pressing your hand into the floor and coming into a comfortable sitting position. It's the safest way of coming up. Okay, come on to any blocks or anything you need. Nice straight spines, sitting nice and comfortably for our closing practice. Okay, bring your hands together into Pramudra. Make sure your body's nicely relaxed. Close the class by chanting Om once. Om has 3 syllables, A-U-M. Ow, our mouth is wide. O, make an O of your lips. for the U, and then bring your lips together for the M. So the A vibrates in the belly, U vibrates in the chest, vibrates in the head. Okay, nice steady breath in, sitting up nice and tall. Namaste. Thank you very much. See you again soon.